Welcome to Book to Blueprint, where powerful books become practical blueprints for real life. You do not need more information, you need execution. This is Book to Blueprint. You've probably heard of The Secret, right? Maybe you even read it and thought, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually do it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle today. We are breaking it all down into a super simple, actionable blueprint, one you can use for your love life, your health, your money, the whole shebang. And let's get one thing straight right from the start. We're not getting bogged down in theory here. This isn't an explanation, it's a guide for implementation. Think of it as your personal cheat sheet that you can literally start using the second this is over. So the only real question is, are you ready? I mean, really ready to apply this? Because over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the exact plan, the roadmap to start building the life you actually want. So let's do this. All right, let's dive right in. First things first. Before we even get to the how-to, we need to be crystal clear on the what. Like, what's the whole point? What's the ultimate goal? The big prize, if you actually put this blueprint to work? Okay, this right here, this quote is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. You are the creator. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. If you can truly, deeply get this one idea, it changes the entire game. It means you're not just, some passenger getting bounced around by life. Nope, you're in the driver's seat. You are at the controls. So here's the bottom line. The big outcome, the whole point of mastering this blueprint is learning how to consciously, deliberately choose your thoughts. Because when you can do that, you can be, do, or have literally anything you want. We're talking amazing relationships, perfect health, more money, you name it. Okay, so if you're the creator, you need some tools, right? You need to know the rules of the game. So think of it like this. Your life has a universal operating system, kind of like your computer. And you have to understand how it works. And guess what? The entire system runs on one single, all-powerful law. And that law is the law of attraction. Now, the best way to think about this is like gravity, right? It's always on. It doesn't care if you believe in it or if you even understand it, it just is. It's this completely impartial force that takes whatever you think about the most, your dominant thoughts, the ones you pour your focus and energy into, and it literally brings them into your life. Now this is so important. This is where a ton of people get tripped up. See, the universe doesn't hear words like don't or not. It just responds to the vibration of the thought. So when you're thinking, I don't want to gain weight, the universe just picks up on gain weight. When you say, I'm worried about my bills, all it hears is bills, bills, bills. The whole trick is to stop focusing on what you're trying to get away from and start focusing only on what you want to bring in. So how do we actually use this system on purpose instead of by accident? Well, the book breaks it down into a really simple but crazy powerful 3-step plan. And this is the absolute heart of your blueprint for creation. It's just 3 steps. Ask, believe, receive. I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? And it is simple, but don't mistake simple for easy. The real magic is in the details of each step. You got to get each one right for the whole thing to click into place. So let's break them down one by one. First up, step 1, ask. And look, this is not about wishful thinking. This is about placing a very specific order with the universe. You have to be absolutely crystal clear. It's not enough to say, I want more money. You have to say, I want this exact amount. Don't just ask for better health. Picture what that looks like, what it feels like in every tiny detail. Because vague requests, they get you vague results. Your job here is to be decisive. All right, step 2, believe. This one's the kicker. You have to act, speak, and think as though it's already yours. You have to feel that feeling of having it right now. And here is the absolute most important part. Do not worry about the how. That is not your job. You just decide on the what. The how is the universe's business. The minute you start trying to figure out how it's going to happen, you're basically telling the universe you don't really believe it will. And that just blocks the whole thing. And that brings us to step 3, receive. So how do you get into receiving mode? Simple. You have to get on the right frequency. And what is that frequency? It's feeling good. It's joy. It's happiness. You have to generate those feelings now, before you have any reason to. See, most of us think happiness comes after we get the thing we want. But this system flips that completely. Feeling good first is what allows the thing to come to you. Joy is the frequency of receiving. Okay, Having a plan is great, but a plan is totally useless without action, right? Consistent action. So now we're moving from the 3 big steps to the small daily habits that actually make this whole engine run. This is where you stop thinking about it and start doing it every single day. Think of this as your daily workout, your checklist, and pay close attention to that last column. How to measure success. This is what makes it real. Every day you can literally check the boxes. Did I intentionally feel good for at least 5 minutes today? Yep. Did I list out 5 things I'm grateful for? Check. Did I visualize my goals so clearly that I actually felt the emotion of having it? Boom. These aren't just fuzzy ideas, they're trackable actions that build momentum. Now, just like with anything powerful, there are traps you can fall into. But if you know what they are ahead of time, you can just step right over them. So let's talk about the most common mistakes people make so you can avoid them completely. Let's run through these real quick. First, that don't want trap we talked about, focusing on what you're scared of. Don't do it. Second, putting yourself last. You've heard it a million times. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's true here too. Self-love is the foundation. Third, waiting around for happiness to show up. Remember, you have to feel it first. Joy is the cause, not the effect. And finally, trying to micromanage the universe. Stop trying to figure out the how. That's not your job. Your job is to ask, believe, and feel good. Period. So there you have it. We've covered the main goal, the system it all runs on, the 3-step plan, the daily habits to make it stick, and the big mistakes to avoid. The blueprint is all laid out for you. The only thing left to do is to start building. And never, ever forget this. This is so key. It doesn't take a lifetime of struggle or some huge effort to completely change your world. It just takes one thought. One single, focused, powerful, intentional thought can be the first domino that sets a whole new reality in motion for you. So we're at the end, and the question isn't, does this stuff work? The only question that matters now is for you. You've got the blueprint, you've got the plan. So what will you create first? If you have a book in mind that should be added to our list, comment below. If this blueprint helped you, subscribe, like, and build with us. More blueprints are coming. Stay intentional, stay consistent. We are doing this one book at a time. And remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So share this with them and grow together. Real progress becomes stronger when it is shared. Build your life one blueprint at a time. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you do.